What is this strategy? LifeLock CEO Todd Davis, whose number is displayed in the company's ubiquitous advertisements, has now learned the lesson. He's been a victim of identity theft at least 13 times. Wow. Do you think Cartoon Network should sell the rights of Codename Kid Next Door to somebody else so they can make it instead? I mean, if we're talking pipe dreams, man, I mean, it'd be very cool if they sell off all the IP that they're not using to someone that would. But that's just not usually how it works. Like, that's probably never going to happen. And out of all IPs, Codename Kids Next Door, that one had a conclusion. So that one probably wouldn't even get pushed out again unless they were really desperate. I think that's another thing people need to, like, come to terms with. Things should end. What you don't want to happen is your favorite franchises going so long that they get shitty. That's much worse. I use like things like Ed, Edd n Eddy, for example. Ed, Edd n Eddy has an ending, and I actually think it's a very good ending. If Ed, Edd n Eddy was still being pumped out, you're likely to see a huge drop-off in quality, like something like SpongeBob. Modern SpongeBob is fucking soulless trash compared to what once was when we were kids. And it's because you keep milking the cow, eventually it's gonna end up emaciated. But it still makes them money, so they will keep doing it. And they've got fucking SpongeBob Big Guy Pants okay out there, and it's a shell of what it used to be. So I prefer when things have an ending. Does that make One Piece exceptional? I think what One Piece has managed to do with how long it's run... I already forgot how I started that sentence, so I don't want to make it sound like a fucking stupid sentence. I think what One Piece has done is unbelievably rare. To go for that long and maintain a level of quality that it has is pretty unheard of. So yeah, I do think it's exceptional. I really do. To not jump the shark and just have it like end in complete utter disaster that continues to just overstay its welcome is extremely impressive. What IP has been milked the most, you think? That's a great question. What IP has been milked to death more so than any others? SpongeBob would absolutely be in the top 3. Star Wars would 100% be up there as well, yeah. Star Wars, SpongeBob. What else would be more milked to death? People are saying Simpsons, but outside of, like, the Simpsons show, I can't think of a ton of, like, Simpson collabs, Simpsons games outside of, like, the actual good games that Simpsons did have. So it definitely wouldn't be Simpsons. That's just run for a long time. I'm talking, like, actually milked to death even outside of its own medium. Like, every month there's a SpongeBob collab at fast food restaurants. There's endless SpongeBob games, well, now, more so than ever, that are just kind of bad now. There's SpongeBob everything out the wazoo. Its movies are terrible now. It's all just trash 3D. Pokemon is another good example. Pokemon is another one that's been milked unfathomably. But I don't know, I think SpongeBob and Star Wars probably more so than Pokemon. I don't really think anything else would come close to that level of slop. Like, I know people are giving, like, a ton of other examples, but, like, a lot of these are very lowbrow, because some of them are like, what did that guy just say? James Bond. Like, come on. James Bond only has its movies. What was the last time you had the James Bond meal from Burger King? How many James Bond games have you played in the last 15 fucking years? Like, it's not even in the same ballpark. I could get to Call of Duty. I could put Call of Duty somewhere in the top 10. I don't even know if I'd give it top 5, but it'd be definitely in the top 10. Well, actually, maybe it'd be even higher, because if you consider milking to death Call of Duty, you would also need to rope in how it's trying to, like, be Fortnite. That one is pretty egregious, actually. Yeah, maybe I could come around on Call of Duty being higher up on the milked totem pole. Make top 10 most milked. Maybe that could be a fun little tier list. I don't want to do it tonight, but that could be fun in general. That title goes crazy, actually, on its own. What IP needs to be milked more? That's a good question. I feel like there's so much potential in a lot of IPs that just doesn't get a chance to shine because of who owns it. But what would be my number one? You know what my number one would be? It would be Berserk. Berserk is one of the most cherished manga of all time, but it is only a manga. You haven't had good Berserk content since the 90s. Like, outside of the manga. That should be milked. We need more of that, and we just don't get it. The best we get is fucking Berserk 2016, which is unwatchable. The movies aren't bad. Well, that's what I'm saying. Those were in the 90s, brother. Or at least the ones that I'm thinking of. Maybe there were other ones in the 2000s I didn't see. But I'm thinking of the early ones. Is Code Geass still your favorite anime ending? Yeah, not just anime ending. It's one of my just overall general favorite endings. I think Code Geass Season 2 ending is just a masterpiece. What other endings come close? You'd have to give me a minute. Another ending I really like is Breaking Bad's ending. I think Breaking Bad ending hits very hard. I think that one's another super slapper. Mob Psycho ending is good. Mob Psycho ending is good. Yep, Mob Psycho's a great one. Lord of the Rings. Ooh! Lord of the Rings ending. God damn, yeah. Fucking amazing trilogy. There's really no movies that can elicit that feeling that Lord of the Rings trilogy gives me. I rewatched them last year. Either last year or the year before, I rewatched them again. They're just still so unbelievably good. Just actually timeless. Those movies I think will always hold up well. Why doesn't Peter Jackson do more? All he does is Beatles documentaries now. Probably just what he wants to do, man. He's probably content just doing that. Especially after the disaster of the Hobbit series. He hated that. I don't know why I'm speaking for him, like I'm his mom or something, but like he made so many interviews about how fucking terrible it was to work on. So I'm assuming he hated it. You think it's the best trilogy of all time? Yeah, I think Lord of the Rings is easily, inarguably, the best trilogy of all time. If you like Gurren Lagann and Code Geass, you might like Eureka 7. It was made in the same years and art style is really good. What if I told you I watched that show and didn't like it? I don't know why you said if I'd like Gurren Lagann and Code Geass, I'd like that. They're really not that similar. I watched that when it was on Toonami back in the day. What's crazy is back in the day is now 13 years ago, because Toonami got brought back when I was in college, so I used to watch everything that hit Toonami, and Eureka 7 was one of them. Would the Dark Knight trilogy be second place? I'd have to think about what would come after Lord of the Rings trilogy for me. I like the Dark Knight trilogy, but I don't know if it'd be second place. I'd have to really start thinking. Ninja Scroll, best anime movie of all time. Holy shit, I don't often see people say that name. I bought that... Well, I say I bought. My parents bought me that movie when I was a kid because I saw it at Best Buy, and that was in my phase where anything ninja adjacent I just had to have. Like my Xbox Live gamer tag at the time was Ninja Maniac, so I saw that movie, and I was like, oh, a ninja movie. This is going to be awesome. So my parents bought it. That film is fucking outrageous. Boobies and blood out the wazoo. I couldn't believe my eyes. I turned it off. It scared me. Does it still scare you? I don't know. Maybe. Maybe that'd still have me like fucking tingling. I don't know. You ever seen the movie Redline? Was actually just thinking about that movie yesterday. Still to date probably the prettiest anime film ever made. An absolute masterpiece that will never be made again. Didn't the artist for Redline do Lupin the Third? I have no clue. All I know about Redline is that it's all entirely hand-drawn, and it took a long, long time to make. That's all I know about the Redline team. And what they have created is nothing shy of extraordinary. What are your thoughts on the new MKBHD video with the Xiaomi car? Are we cooked? The fuck is the Xiaomi car? Let me keep this up so I don't forget Skate Story tonight. Is that how you spell it? No, that's probably it. Driving Xiaomi's electric car, are we cooked? I haven't watched this, so I got no clue what this is.
All right,
at least
so
take
there
a
are
peek
a
at
lot
it.
of hot takes in the tech world, and I see a lot of dollars you.
That was a decent looking body on it. They gotta get funky with it though if you want me to think we're cooked. Not as funky as like a fucking Cybertruck or something, but you make that shit look like some kind of modded car in Need for Speed Underground 2, then I might be thinking we're cooked. That's all I care about is the car's body. I don't give a fuck about the rest. It's a phone company. Oh, so they made the foray into motor vehicles. I'm assuming it does something really unique for this title to be here. Must be really innovating in the electric car space. The CEO of Ford drives the Xiaomi and says the American car market is fucked. Okay, well, to be fair, everyone knows the American car market's in an absolutely terrible spot. Like, I don't need the CEO of Ford telling me that. Though, if I was a Ford consumer, I'd hear that and be like, okay, why the fuck am I buying Ford? Gotta love CEOs shitting on his own product. It is always pretty cool to see. Is there another CEO who has denounced their own products? I'm sure there has been. I just can't think of any off the top of my head. I feel like we've definitely talked about a couple of times where a CEO's like, yeah, this shit is trash. Like, recently we had the Campbell's VP come out and be like, oh my god, I would never buy this fucking 3D printed chicken slop. It's for poor people. Phil Spencer. True. Phil Spencer's entire brand has been recently built around just admitting that they fucked up with the Xbox and it's bad. Remember when the CEO of LifeLock leaked his own social security number to prove his company ID theft protection service worked and his identity was stolen 13 times and company flopped? What? I've never heard that story. LifeLock CEO identity stolen 13 times. This was in 2010. What is this strategy? LifeLock CEO Todd Davis, whose number is displayed in the company's ubiquitous advertisements, has now learned the lesson. He's been a victim of identity theft at least 13 times. Wow. In 2007, Threat Level reported that Davis had been the victim of identity theft after someone used his identity to obtain a $500 loan. Davis discovered the crime only after the company called his wife's cell phone to recover the debt. 4 months after the story published, his identity was stolen again by someone in Georgia who opened a wireless account using his social security. Racked up $23.90 in charges, which remains unpaid. Whose real name, according to police, is Richard Todd Davis. Only learned a year later his identity had been stolen again after AT&T handed off the debt to a collection agency and a note appeared on his credit report. Holy shit. So his whole plan was to show, like, here's my social security. I dare you dweebs to try and do something with it. My company's too good at stopping this. And it clearly didn't go that well. What's he doing these days? He's probably the CEO of another massive company. You only fail upwards once you reach this level. Businessman. Check his Wikipedia. January 2016, he resigned as CEO of LifeLock. He then became vice chairman of the board of directors on March 1st, 2016. He then LifeLock then became Norton LifeLock in 2017. No, maybe he's not doing anything anymore. That's very surprising.